You're like, how could I leave this place?
Listen, when you told me you was a world traveler, I'm like, let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. I love the world. I can't even lie to you. Once I left America, like everything pretty much changed. Like just my whole perspective about life, like the meaning of life, like everything changed. It just allowed me to, I feel like, grow exponentially, and it's been amazing.
I love to hear that. Brown, let's start from the beginning. First, our brother will be coming in soon. Welcome to Chaos Culture Radio.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for you coming. I really appreciate. That's what I wanted to tell you. I really appreciate you being here, brother. Because let me tell you something. Anybody who take their time out to come speak to us, I know you're a busy man, and I really appreciate it for you to share your story and everything.
Let me give you man. And for me, let me give you a proper introduction now. All right, I met this man probably a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we, like I said, we train and everything, and like I said, we talked, and we talked about business, all that type of stuff, and we've been cool ever since. But let me tell you about this man. Let me tell you. He's a stand-up comedian, a world traveler. He's been at so many commercials from Adidas, Men's Warehouse, Hulu. You had to see him on the commercials one time.
Toyota.
So Toyota, all of that. So let me give it up for Cappuccino. Brown. How are you, brother?
Brown.
I'm feeling great, man. I can't even lie. Like, life's good. I'm enjoying every step of the way. Even though it's tough and it be trying, I feel like it made me stronger at the end. So I'm like, bring it on. Let's get it.
No, definitely.
You had a question.
Huh?
I said, do you have a question before we
Yeah. I say I want to just start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Where you from originally?
Originally born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri.
Much props to St. Louis. The Arches. You from where the Arches are at, right?
Yeah, the gateway to the west. And I followed it all the way to the west coast, and I was like, let me keep going and see what else I could find.
Now, definitely. When did you started to get into like comedy and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think comedy has always been a part of my life. Like, it was just something that I was always doing. I think in high school is when it actually started to show up in my life, because, you get superlatives in high school, like, best dressed and, all of those things. I actually won the funniest in my class my junior year. So that's when I realized that, okay, like, maybe I got a different type of humor. And so I started making like little videos on Instagram, made that option for you to make videos. That's when I started making videos, and all my friends and family would like them and share them, but I never really thought much about doing it as a career. It was just kind of who I was. It wasn't like a business or nothing. And from there, I moved I went to college, and I started doing videos there, and my videos started gaining traction. Some of them went viral. And then I had some personal stuff happen in my life to where I stopped doing videos, stopped being funny for a while, I guess, because I was really sad. But then I moved to LA, and then I started doing stand-up comedy, and I don't know, just kind of always been a part of my life, and just trying to hold on to it and make it better and give people more than just humor. I want to give them, like, mix the medicine with the food. So that's how I'm doing it.
Okay. Was there anybody you looked up to in the comedy game, like stand-up?
As far, I think my generation, like, I came up watching Kevin Hart, so Kevin Hart was definitely a big inspiration. But I never really thought about doing stand-up comedy. I just really wanted to just make people laugh. I didn't think too much of it from there. But then once I got into it, I was like, oh, this is cool.
What you think some people get misconstrued about comedy? Like when they meet you and you tell them, hey, I'm a comic, or like what misconception that you might hear?
I think it's harder than it looks. Stand-up comedy is harder than it looks, and because it's a craft. It's not something that you could just get up there and just do. It's like, no, like you gotta put some time in. It takes a pretty decent thinker to make some good jokes that I actually translate, because everybody think they funny till they got to do it on the spot. It's a lot different when you got to do it on the spot. Also, whenever y'all, like anybody, whoever's listening, if you ever meet a comedian and they tell you they're a comedian, don't say make me laugh. That's hella disrespectful. Like it's not that. It's not for your. We're not necessarily clowns. Don't get me wrong. We make you laugh like a clown might, but like we're not clowns. Like it's a job, you know. So.
All right. So we're gonna go into the traveling, because I know you're a traveling guy. You have a YouTube channel called Wonders and all that type of stuff. I wanted to know how many countries that you travel altogether.
I'm on country 15 right now.
Oh, okay.
Country 15, yeah. And I'm on a mission to do 30 before I'm 30. So I got 15 more to do in the next year.
Oh, wow. Okay. So give me so for now, you say you visited 15 countries. Give me your top 5 favorite countries that you like.
All right, bet. So number 1, Brazil. And are you talking about as far as just like, you know, life or like vacation or just culture?
Culture, yeah.
I'll say Brazil is my favorite country. Number 1, Greece. I really enjoy Greece. Italy, Peru. I'm loving Peru right now. And I say Egypt. And I feel like I should talk about Egypt a little more, just because there are some things that I absolutely hate about Egypt. But as far as culture and like tradition and the visual aesthetics of Egypt, I have never seen nothing like that. So yeah, that place had the biggest impact on me. But yeah, those are my top 5.
Okay, give me one of the worst experience of any country that you've been in.
Egypt and
I was just about to say, I've heard bad things about Egypt too.
It's almost like, and no disrespect to the Egyptians, because everybody there is not like this, but what do I call them? The people that are like trying to sell you tours and, you know, trying to get you to come to their cousin shop, they are ruining the experience for travelers. You know, and I understand people got to get their money, but it's to the point where it's almost like it's just an attack on you, not physically, but like psychologically, financially. You know, everywhere you go, it's just somebody asking you to come here or begging for money. And I fully understand that each situation in each country is different. But certain places you go, you say no maybe 1 to 3 times. In Egypt, you're going to say no 15 to 20 times before they fully get it. It's just not, it's hard to travel there and just be peaceful, because it's so many people trying to sell you something, so many people trying to get some money out of you. And it feels like a pyramid scheme, to be completely honest with you. Like it's a tough travel, man. They just harass you the whole time. You'd be like, bro, just let me look at y'all culture. You know, I'm here. I have to give y'all money anyway. Just let it happen. You know, it's like you walk down the street and 10 people will tell you the same story. Oh, my cousin has a shop. He's an artist. Or we got these oils. And it's like, yeah, but so did the last 9 people. What's different? Y'all ain't even switch up the pitch. So Egypt is definitely it's a beautiful place. It's a rich history, but man, is it a tough travel. It's very tough.
Let me ask you a question. I also heard they're not too friendly with Nubians.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that too. I didn't know when I was going there, but once I left, and I would talk to people from Africa, and I would tell them like, yeah, I went to Egypt, and they'd be like, what? You know, most of them don't like you. And I'm not saying everybody, but like, you know, it's sides of them where you be like, okay, this feeling a little disrespectful. But I think sometimes it's hard to understand that when you're coming from a place where you're like, well, maybe it's my ignorance, you know, because if something is going wrong, I try to make sure. I'm like, is it me? Is it just this American thing on me where I feel entitled to something? But no, some places are dead ass like, wait, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
All right. Like,
hey, Cappuccino, you do you, man. You part of the family now. I want you to get in your bag.
Oh man, thank you. But yeah, it's just it feels backhanded a lot. And you know, for it to be one of the 7 wonders of the world, the pyramids, and you know, a lot of people who have existed have gone there. So you want to go there and be part of this what feels like a movement, and you get there and people just fucking asking you for shit. Sometimes they don't even ask, or they just say, give me money. And you be like, for what? Who are you? What do you do? You ain't sold me nothing. It's just like, but don't get me wrong, them are some of the best hustlers I've ever seen in my life, bro. They will literally try to sell you a rock. Anything that they could sell. Like when I came back from Egypt, it showed me that I wasn't hustling hard enough, honestly.
Let's get it.
I never seen hustlers hustle like that, bro. It was crazy. I learned a lot and I loved a lot and I hated it a lot. So it was a big mix of emotions. And I went right after Ramadan. So I think it was Ramadan where they was fasting and all of that stuff. And so, you know, everybody's got some energy back. They outside. It was probably one of the loudest places I had ever been. But it was pretty interesting, man. It was definitely one of the most interesting places I've ever seen with my own eyes.
Okay.
No, I said, do you ever see yourself moving to one of these countries?
Hell yeah. I want to live in Brazil, Greece, maybe Italy for a little bit, maybe Peru for a little bit. But right now, my number one place that I want to live is Brazil. I just found. Yeah, but where ain't dangerous? I look at life like this because I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and it's like I'm from a place where a lot of times people shoot first, ask questions later, and you know I don't mean to glorify this, but St. Louis, since I've been in middle school, I remember St. Louis being one of the most dangerous cities in the world for a long time. So for me, I look at danger a little different. Like I left St. Louis to get out of the danger. So wherever I go, I'm not looking for the danger. I'm not looking for nobody hood. If it look a little sketchy, if I see one too many pieces of trash on the street, I might not go. I got a lot of stuff to see. I got a lot of stuff to live for. But I mean, to be honest with you, everywhere I've been in South America, they tell me, because I travel by myself a lot. And people always tell me, oh man, you shouldn't go there. You shouldn't be by yourself. And it's like, yeah, I get that. But I'm not looking for trouble. But I also don't, when I'm by myself, I think I take on a different demeanor. It's like, because I'm willing to die for me. So
I like that.
If you want just a little bit of money from me, you better be willing to go the distance. And if I feel threatened, you have to go the distance. So, but I'm not looking for no trouble. And, you know, every country that I've been to, people tell me, oh man, you shouldn't go there. And then I get there, it's just mad love. Don't get me wrong, like you will find some experiences that you know you're not too comfortable with, but on average, my experience traveling, especially the places people, you know, would say don't go, I mean, I haven't had many problems at all.
Okay, so what other countries are you visiting in the past? And I mean, not the past, but in the next couple of weeks.
What other countries? I'm thinking I want to maybe visit Ecuador, maybe there's another one right above Ecuador. Maybe Colombia again. I've been there, but I got some friends that want to go. I want to visit Venezuela, and I have some friends from Suriname, which is kind of like in between Brazil and Venezuela, I believe. Yeah, that area. So
Yeah.
I want to visit there, and I think, but I mean, really, my travels are wildly random. Like I really don't have a plan, and I think that's why I like the name of the show, which is called Wandering, because I dead ass be like, all right, where I'm at. Okay, where will I go next? Cool, let's go there. Let's see what the people like. Let's see what the food like, the culture, and let's figure it out. So right now I plan on staying in South America and just kind of going around sporadically and practicing mi español. And then maybe I'll go to Asia or Africa next. I'm not entirely sure, but I do want to see a lot of stuff because I think it's very helpful for me, and I think it makes me a more solid pillar in my community to see more places and stuff like that. So who knows where I'll go next?
Okay. Let me ask you something. Go ahead.
No, but I would say, speaking of wonders, it's on your YouTube channel. Tell us about the show. Like, how do you, why do you want to do the show? What makes you want to do on wonders?
I think the idea came to me when I was in Colombia, and I took this picture standing in front of like this abandoned like church. It had a bunch of graffiti on it. And when I went to Colombia, I had went to right before I went to Egypt and Costa Rica. And so I had all these countries fresh in my mind. And I was looking at that picture and I was like, I have no fucking clue where I actually am. Like I literally just feel like I'm wandering through life. Like when you born, you don't get a manual on how to do life. You just kind of figure it out. And so I just felt like I'm just wandering through life. I'm figuring it out on the go. And it just made sense because I don't know. Well, since I started, the name of the show, like I realized wandering is a part of everybody's vocabulary more often than not. It's like, oh, I'm just sitting here just wandering around, or however they use it. It's just something that I think kind of entails journey, adventure, exploration, and all of that stuff. And I think it just looks cool to have wandering, and the parent company is called the Wander Tribe. So yeah, it just came from just honestly being lost in places and not necessarily knowing where I am. Because when I go to places, I do some research, but I mean, how much research can I do online for real? And then if I do too much, like, am I getting authentic info? Because that's one thing that I'm learning about through traveling is a lot of stuff that our media has told us or showed us is not true at all. Some of it's true, but some of it's bullshit. And so for me, I'm like, I'm gonna do just enough. What language do I need to know? What areas do I not go? Okay, what type of foods do I eat? Okay, all right, cool. Figure out the things I feel like I need, and then I just go. I land, I meet locals. The locals are pretty decent to me. They show me around, and just wander around with them.
No, I love to hear that. Now,
show it off.
Yeah. So while you're wandering, do you also do skits while you're out in these countries?
Say that again.
Do you do any skits while you're in the country?
Not necessarily skits, but I try to give people a video and an audio reference of what the place looks like and sound like. And then on top of that, I just add my commentary. I've always talked my little shit on the side. So I just tend to do that everywhere I go, whether, I was in Argentina and I went to this Japanese garden and it was just this tree that they just made, or the sign made it look like it was an amazing tree. But then you look at the tree and the tree had no hair. And I was just like, this is a bald-headed ass tree. And everybody that watched it was just, laughing at little moments. So I just try to give people little moments and stuff, because one thing I realized is a lot of places that I go, I didn't know what they looked like or sounded like. So the basis of the show is just giving people a visual and audio reference of what these countries look and sound like. And then, for me, because I'm hosting it, I just, add my 2 cents in from, my comedic ignorance. And, I try to keep it real simple, but I want to show people, what these places look like and sound like, and not try to overdo it with what I'm saying. But like on my Instagram, if you ever watch my Instagram, yeah, I'm gonna talk shit, you know. But like the YouTube video is more so. I look for it to be a little more informational, fun, like lifestyle type of thing. And then a lot of this travel is so that I can have a bunch of stories and life experiences. So when I do get back on stage to do stand up, that I'm actually coming from a place and I'm not just, you know, up there telling big jokes and pointless ass stories. Like I'm actually making you laugh from a place of, you know, what I hope is knowledge and, you know, new information and things that people can learn from and take with them that can become tangible immediately. So, yeah.
No, wonderful. Let me also ask you, so while you're doing these travels, do you also do, like, do you work on the side or anything while you're traveling?
Yeah, so, I mean, one of the main things is like my main job is like I edit and I do everything for the show. So I'm editing, doing the graphics and marketing that. And then outside of that, I trade options in the stock market, which I enjoy doing. Don't get me wrong, it's hella stressful at times, but it's also very lucrative because I don't have to be in there all day and I can make a good day rate. And, you know, wherever country I'm in, hopefully the currency, the conversion is good. So if I make like, I don't know, from $100 to $1,000 a day, you know, that's more in certain countries, less in others. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, just a little balance, you know. When I'm not traveling full time, where I'm in LA, I'm just doing commercials or some brand ambassador work. A lot of events. I'll do a lot of events, but while I'm on the road, it's mainly just editing and doing and options trading.
How do your family feel about this point and seeing where you reach as far as just traveling? And you know, because listen, you're from St. Louis. Most people don't go past to the next city, and you out here dancing on diamonds. You know what I mean? You're dancing in each city like that. I'm inspiring. I've been to certain countries, but I ain't been as much as you. So that's kind of an inspiration for people to hear. And I wonder from the optics of your family, how they look at you.
I think now they are super excited. I think at first it was a lot of fear because, like you said, we wasn't, like, my family is not known for traveling necessarily. Like don't get me wrong, we from the Midwest, so we're very simple people. So we work, go home, chill, eat with our family. But I think it was a lot of fear at first because I'm by myself a lot and they worried about me and just, when are you coming home? You know, now they just like, well, shit, he done made it this far and did all of this stuff. Like, keep going. We want to watch. Cause, you know, now they watch it, you know, cause they know me personally. So they watch it and they get to learn a little something too. So it's super dope. I think they really enjoy it. My father is always just like, go do it now. Don't even look back. Just go for it, do it, live your life. And so, yeah, I think they really enjoy it. And they are learning that I'm not doing this just as a vacation. You know, I'm honestly doing this to learn about Earth and life and just trying to be a greater man than I was, you know. So I think they appreciate that, my efforts and head in that direction.
Okay. What is the proudest achievement that you set for yourself and that you're glad that you did?
I think the life that I'm living now. And I was actually just on a call with one of my homies and I was telling him, like, you know, coming from St. Louis, we've had very few people. Well, I have very few people close to me living the lifestyle that I wanted to live. So I really don't know too many people growing up. I didn't know too many people growing up that's living the lifestyle that I wanted to live. So I think me even moving to LA and traveling the world, those are, for me, some of my greatest accomplishments. I mean, my family would be like, oh yeah, graduating college, but fuck school. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that, but it feels very scammy. But yeah, moving to LA.
It's all good.
Because once I graduated college, I moved to LA because I always had this dream. I wanted to be on TV. literally would spend hours of my life watching TV and movies, films, just digesting media, which I found out later was probably the worst diet I ever had. But it led me to what I wanted to do and be ultimately, which is a world traveler, somebody who is a global citizen, and so I think, yeah, moving to LA, actually accomplishing my goals of getting on TV. Like I wasn't in a TV show or movies, but I was on TV every day with commercials, every year that I was in Los Angeles, like I was on TV every year. And so for me, that felt amazing because I've had that dream since I was a youngin'. So getting to do it was just something that I don't know, like I can't accurately put in words because it's more of a feeling, just like traveling. And I'm glad that I took because here's what happened, like how I kind of mixed travel and like, entertainment was I was doing stand-up comedy in San Diego. And this was like my first time like leaving the country. I was doing stand-up in San Diego. And from my hotel, we could see the Mexican border. And at that time, I didn't have a passport, but that border with all them lights looked mighty appealing. And so I went with two of my homies. One of them is Jamaican. He had a passport. And then the other one didn't. And so, I mean, and time felt safe with him while we was there. And so went there, came back. And then I actually booked a commercial, which was at that time the biggest commercial I ever did. It played all around the world in places that my face had never, or that I've never actually been. So my face had been there, but I had never been there physically. And so I was like, you know what? Because, you see that, was it the Hollywood lifestyle where you in these movies and you're this super famous person. And I thought that was going to happen. And I thought that that's how I would get this lifestyle of traveling. But I realized like, oh no, I could do these separately or I could do them together, but I could do it on my own. I don't need Hollywood to make this happen for me. And so the first time I went overseas alone was I went to Brazil. From there, I just never looked back. And so I'm very proud of that. I actually went through LA, did the entertainment thing. I accomplished it the way I'm comfortable with. And then I also saw the next phase of my life and being able to take myself around the world because I don't know, I feel this confidence in saying I've taken myself further in this world than anybody else ever has. And so, yeah, I would say that LA and traveling kind of made me a lot stronger. And those are some of my biggest accomplishments right now.
How did, like, speaking of LA, I know LA, it kind of impacted me in a big way of grinding more. What did LA had a big impact in you?
Yeah, it taught me the hustle too, because you gotta get it. And I didn't have a job really, like I'm working as an actor. So shit, I might work 6 times in 1 month and might not see a job until next year. So it taught me how to hustle in between time. And it also taught me how to save my money and manage my time because like I said, I could work a bunch in 1 month and not for a while. And so I'm like, okay, what do I do in that time? Like I can't just sit around waiting on them to go through the first audition, then the callback, then the avail, and then I can't wait on all of that shit. So like, what am I going to do in the meantime? So I just started learning several different skills and, picking up different jobs and realizing like, okay, like with this money and all of this time, because I have more time than money in LA, I feel like. So yeah, those were like, that's what LA taught me. It's just pretty much how to hustle, manage my money, and manage my time.
Okay. Let's go to televisions. What are those shows that you've been on that people probably don't know about?
I haven't been on television shows. I've only been in commercials mainly. So, and the thing with commercials is, like some spots people have recognized me from because it was just like a front and center spot. Like I've been recognized for my Amazon commercials and this commercial that I did with Lil Wayne the most. But most of the other commercials, you won't necessarily know it's me unless I come in there looking like that. Because right now I got these braids in. And so I usually have an afro, and most people only have seen me on TV with the afro. So you might not necessarily recognize me, but the Amazon commercial and that one I did with Lil Wayne for Ghost Recon was like the ones where people was like, "Oh snap, I've seen you before." And so yeah, that was an interesting moment.
Okay, once you get back in, let's say once you get back into the States, doing stand up, is there any personal goal that you set yourself of achieving, of being a stand-up comedian?
Honestly, right now I don't have plans of coming back to the States right now. Everything that I'm doing, like I hope to do that around the earth. Cause like I said, I feel like a global citizen. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm from everywhere. I am accepted in most places, like I'm from there. And so I just want to take this show on the road, do stand-up on the road, do my comedy music on the road. Like everything I do, I want it to be somewhere on earth, not in no specific place, but just around this mug. Like I want to, what is it? I want to be around the earth like what's it, Saturn's ring. So yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wanna go ahead, King?
Yeah, I just want to say that joint you was on, Fun and Music, So Wavy, is fire.
Oh, appreciate that.
It's
man.
fire. It's fire.
You know what's so crazy about that song? Like that video, we shot that video and made that song like during like the lowest moment of my like LA life. Like I was homeless as fuck during that time, but not for a long time. So it wasn't like one of those sad stories. Oh, like I'm coming from nothing. No, I just had a weird moment where one apartment ended sooner than expected and the other one was later. And so it was in this phase of just like, damn, like I have to really be I gotta be like perfect in this moment. And so I needed to save money. But so Wavy was actually the thing that kept me motivated during that time, because I had to edit the song, which I had no clue what I was doing, editing music. That's not something that I do. And then we had to shoot the video during that time, which means we was casting folks. Then I had to edit the video. Like it was just so much, but it took my mind off of my current situation, which, was brief, but it was still a reality. So it took my mind off of that, and then we put it out, and man, people loved it. And they're the reasons we ended up dropping the video, because at first it was just a song that,
it's a beautiful record.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I really do. Because I make comedy music. Like I do stand-up, but then I do funny songs. And so it was just kind of one of those songs in that collection. And then I remember people was asking me, they was like, "Where's the video?" I was like, "It ain't no video. We just dropping songs." And the people like rallied for it. So that's why we made the video. And people still hit me up today and play that in their stories, or they be on the beach, or with some beautiful women, and be like, "Hey, that's cool, man." Because I'm not necessarily a musician, even though I played saxophone, I was in the band, and I sang in choir. Like I focus more on like comedy and just acting at that time. So when that happened, I was like, "Wow, that's a reaction I was not expecting," but it was much needed. It gave me more life than I knew I needed.
I love to hear that. I want to ask you something. I need you to say something to the viewers that watch it. I want you to explain to them from your perspective how, and I could be wrong, how you should more or less chase your dreams other than anything. Because the way you talk, and we've sat here for a little minute, it sounds like you're just chasing your dreams. And you're doing things that a lot of us dream about, but we can't fathom to make that risk assessment to do it. So what makes you see what I'm saying? That, and I want you to touch on that. What risk assessment you did, or if you did any, or you just went straight in and just go after this, to just be so proactive about it. Nigga, you in Peru. Some niggas can't spell Peru. You know that?
Yo, that's hella funny. That is hella funny. I don't know, man. I think for me, once I graduated college, because I never wanted to do college, but I ran track. And so that's why I went to college. And, you know, my parents pretty much was like, you gonna go to college.
Yeah.
But for me, when I went to college, I was there for track. But I had to do homework and study shit I didn't care about. And so when I graduated, I made it a point to myself to say, fuck that. I followed the plan that y'all told me I had to do. Go to school and graduate from college. I did that shit for, I don't know, was it 18, 19 years of my life. I did the plan that y'all gave me. Now it's time for me. And I just became very selfish about what I wanted. I didn't want to keep doing shit that, you know, this didn't excite me. I'm like, Earth already sucks sometimes. You know, it's a bunch of sad and hurtful shit going on. Like, I'm not going to continue to live my life doing shit that I don't want to do. So for me, I look at it like this, and I tell people all the time, like, I'm risking, like, my investment in what I'm doing is my life. So I plan on living so much and getting everything accomplished on my list that when I do go, I can look death in the face and be like, well, I guess we even.
Facts.
Man,
so
that's powerful.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm really,
that's powerful.
I'm risking my everything for this because for me, honestly, I don't see no other way. I always ask people this, right? I want to travel the world. Who gonna take me? I'm not a bad bitch. I'm not, you know, like I'm not one of these fine ass women. Like, no, I'm a man. I gotta go get it. You know what I'm saying? So I have to get what I want because nobody's gonna get it for me. So I have to do it. And if I gotta do it, shit, we finna run it up.
That's it.
And I appreciate you saying that because it's always gonna be a lot of risk in life.
Yeah. And everything is risky as fuck. Driving a car is risky, bro. Breathing is risky. Eating is risky. You could choke on your chips and be out of this whole like what? So it's like, what ain't risky? And then also, you know what I'm saying, practice a little risk management if you can. And not all the times you can't prepare for it, but you know, just think about things that could happen. And from there, it's like, all right, well, if the worst don't happen, everything else is good.
Facts. Cappuccino.
And if the worst do happen, just prepare for it. Stand in the fire. That's how you
roll with the punches. Let me ask you a question. If you was in my position sitting here, what you think I should have asked you? Like as me interviewing you, what questions you think I should have asked you? That
for about travel or what?
Or just anything about you, about Cappuccino Brown.
I don't know. I think y'all asked pretty good questions. I mean, I like the last question for sure because I think people need to hear about, you know, what it takes to do something you really want. And I mean, so far, like shit, y'all, you're nailing it. I'm enjoying the questions because it's making me think. Now, if he was asking some shit where I ain't thinking, I would be like, this shit, probably the whole damn script. Throw the script away and start over. But the questions, you know, invoke thought, which is something that I'm a big fan of. So, yeah, man.
Because the babies think that they have to follow a traditional route, which been preached to us. And we love bringing people like you on. And I'm happy that Jordan knew you, because the thing about it is, this is more or less where a lot of kids want to do. And I'm just meaning just go after something that's not traditional, but they don't have people that look like us to say, hey, man, you could do it. I'm doing it too. The fact that you're traveling from country to country, you know, the first thing a person will come in, how is he paying for all this? How's he doing this? He has to be putting in some kind of work.
Yeah. I mean, and I know that's a big factor in travel too. But I think if you want anything, you'll figure it out. I think that's the simplest way I could put. Like, because don't get me wrong, like I'm not rich. Like this shit is still tough. So which means I have to be more precise in my logistics because you know every mistake I make on the road costs me money. It could cost me my life. It could cost me my health or whatever. So it's like, you know, I'm just trying to figure it out. And I think if you want anything, like I said, like you'll figure it out. or you just go do it and the rest of the shit will come. So I think like one thing I noticed is like people would look at somebody's consequences in certain situations and be like, oh my God, I could never go through that. Yeah, but the person that's going through that consequence it's probably not as bad as you think, because what led to that consequence, and sometimes consequences aren't bad, but what led to it is a position that person wanted to be in. So let's just say, you know, I'm out here traveling and, you know, I miss a flight, I get robbed or some shit happen. I'll be like, yeah, but I wanted to travel. So if that shit happened, I still got my life. Fuck it, let's go. Let's run it up. I'm not done. So yeah, man, I just think just get it. Just if you want it bad enough, if you really want it to the point, like what's that quote from it? You gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta want it, and I want to travel the world. I want to see Earth because nobody else is gonna give it to me. Nobody. And I wish this shit was easy. I wish somebody was like, hey, want me to pay for everything and you travel the globe? Yes, please. They not doing that. I ain't got a call like that yet.
Yeah, but you're building your credits up to.
I'm building it up. And I was talking to my pops about this. I'm like, you know, everywhere I go, I don't know nobody in these countries. But when I leave, I got hella friends. So I'm personally going out and building my network. And my network, you might not need money when you got a strong network.
That's true.
The thing. That's an amazing currency.
Yeah.
To have a strong network.
And
people don't think about that. It's not just about money sometimes. It's, you know, it's about having good people around you. You know what I'm saying? Like meeting dope people and connecting with them, because yeah, I mean, you can have some money and do it, but then again, you might miss the human element because you're too busy paying for shit. Or you can just only do the human element and don't get the other side done because you're only thinking about people. So it's like a fine balance. You know, you got to have a little bit of money and a pretty good network.
Fact.
And what I found about what you're doing, your network is very unique because you're, you know, traveling around the world and getting a human experience of, you know, talking to people and building that relationship, you know. And to me, you know, that's probably one of the unique things you do as youth networking, because you're going out, meeting people, looking at the culture, doing different experiences, you know, and like you said, have built, you know, friendships and everything. To me, that's probably the most amazing. What you do is really, really amazing.
I think it's super dope that, you know, a lot of people that watch my like travel videos, they know I go by myself. So the people that watch it in real time with me on Instagram always tell me, I feel like I'm experiencing it with you for the first time, because they know it's my first time. They know I don't know nobody. And then they get another dose where they go, dang, he make friends everywhere he go. They literally see me go there by myself, hang out with all these dope people. These dope people show me a dope time. And I'll get to share that with people who I've had dope times with in the past. And it's just kind of like I don't know, it just makes the world go around.
But you have to be like an extrovert or get out your shell to do that. So you have to have some kind of like passion in you to want to do that. Like, you know what I mean?
I like people, man. I really like people. And I really like to meet new people. I like to talk to them. I like to learn about cultures because it helps me become a better human. Traveling the world has made me a better human because I realize how many of us there are. And you know, when a lot of people that don't leave home, they only think about the people around them or what they see on TV. And they think that everybody's supposed to cater to them. And I'm like, but you don't realize, like, there's a country that you know nothing about that has more people in it than the place you live. And once you start to see that more often than not, like when I went to the Czech Republic, I was like, well, first of all, what the fuck is the Czech Republic? I'm like, what is, I was in Prague. I had never heard of Prague.
Yeah.
I was just like, but that city was a whole ass city. It was built up. Don't get me wrong, like it's ancient. Like it's like an older city, a lot of castles and churches and shit like that. But like, I never heard of it, but it's this whole city, metro system working. Like it was just such a different experience. And so when I realized how many people there was, I just kind of it made me more humble. I was like, well, I mean, my ego big, but I don't think my ego can handle a billion people. Like I'm just one of the numbers. It just so happened I'm not going in the same direction all the time. I'm just kind of moving about this whole. You know what I'm saying?
But don't you know you was the first St. Louis nigga out of Czech Republic. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's big, and it does. It resonates with me, man, because I'm gonna be real with you. You see this, we got this thing going here. There's still some dreams I'm scared to chase. And I look at you and I envy you, bro. Because I want
What type of dream you got?
I want to do the same shit you doing. I've always wanted to move to California, but I always wanted to do a bunch of different things. This is why I was like, I'm not scared to say this out on here and say that when I see that, it does put a little fire in me. Okay, it's a brother who looked like me, who looked like me. He just didn't give a fuck. He just said, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it.
Where you from?
I'm from Florida.
Oh, okay, what part? I'm in
Miami.
Okay, shit, that's where I had a layover there before I went to Brazil, but I got family in Orlando, so I'm always in Orlando a lot. But the one thing that I will tell people, like, yeah, it looked dope too, but like I gave up my stability at home to have this life. Like I don't have a home. All of my belongings are, I left a little bit in storage, but the majority of my life is in these 2 suitcases over here just packed up. Like I think like I'm just on the road, like I gave up a lot for this. I don't work in Hollywood right now, which is still one of my favorite things, even though Hollywood is kind of a fucking weird environment. But like I gave up a lot of stability, a lot of comfortability in order to do it. So I think it's definitely gonna be hella uncomfortable because I mean, I didn't just move out of the country. Like it took me to leave the country 11 times before I said, oh yeah, this is what I want to keep doing. But don't get me wrong, I've always had it in my mind, but it took me 11 times before I was like, I'm not coming back this time. Fuck that. And so I think in some ways you got to build the confidence up, because I'm still building the confidence up to go to places that I don't know nobody, I don't know the language. But I think it's step by step. It's step by step. You're not just fucking jumping up a ladder. No, you're gonna climb that whole step by step. So
yeah. I wanted to ask you, you did make the sacrifice, but what about your sanity?
I mean, I always feel like I'm insane already, and I kind of enjoy a little bit of chaos. So what I did to combat the, going insane, because being by yourself in places that you are very unfamiliar with can be very taxing. The biggest thing that I've learned is to just book either a decent place to stay, because being uncomfortable all day and then coming home to be uncomfortable will fuck you up royally. It's not fun at all. And I was just in that situation when I was in Chile, where I booked this Airbnb that had a really nice view. And I'm a sucker for a nice view. And so I booked that over some other places. And what I realized is that place was kind of like a very low quality area. And it wasn't as clean. And don't get me wrong, like I'm from St. Louis. I've slept in shitty places around the world, but it becomes a thing where when hygiene and safety become 2 issues, then I have to really get out of that situation, because like I said, like each mistake I make could cost me my life, and I don't want to get sick in an area where it's low quality and now I'm just all fucked. So I think for me to have a strong handle on my sanity, it required me to just get a decent enough place. And don't get me wrong, it costs a little more to stay in a place that you're comfortable in, but I think it balances it out, because I've stayed in hostels too. I stayed in a hostel, where was I at? I think I was in Athens. I stayed in a hostel with like 30 people. That shit smelled horrible. And I was like, I can't live like this, because when I get home from not knowing this language and trying to talk to people just ordering simple shit like a sandwich. I'm like, bro, I just need serenity. I need peace. I need to be still. I can't be, damn, is my suitcase still here? I can't deal with all of that stuff because then I become imbalanced, and the worst thing to be is imbalance. So for me, having a decent place to stay in it helps with everything. And also people, like, if you meet dope people want to come back to your nice place. And not saying that it's 5-star all the time, but like if you have just a decent place, you can meet decent people, and it just feels like kind of like a family thing, which is one of the things that's kind of tough being away from family and friends. But the world has treated me like they family and they friends. So yeah, having a decent place helps. Forgive me, I'm long-winded. I talk a lot and shit.
No, that's good, brother.
That's good. We enjoy it. And Ron, you there?
Mustang Ron.
No, not yet. I think his audio's out.
His audio.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Let me see. What Asian countries that you are mostly interested in going to?
Oh man, and Vietnam and Bali. And I was gonna go there when I went to Europe, but they was going through all that COVID shit. But Vietnam, Bali, and I think Japan, just like are my top three because I don't know. I think because I've heard so much history about Vietnam, I just kind of want to go see for myself, And Bali, everybody shows me real nice videos of Bali, so I'm like, yeah, I got to experience that. And I haven't heard a bad review about Japan. Everybody that's been to Japan, like my homie I was talking to earlier, his mom lives out there a lot. She speaks fluent Japanese. I think that's the name of their language. If not, my bad. But I just heard amazing reviews. Everybody tells me when I go out there, I'll never want to leave. And I've seen all the pictures of how built up and futuristic they place is. And so I'm like, yeah, I want to check out all of that. I need to see all of it. And honestly, what else is over in Asia? Shit, I want to check out the Pakistans, the Bangladeshis, the Afghanistans. Like, I want to go to these places that, might not have a good rep in American media, but like, I want to see for myself. So.
All right. You got any last questions, Hakeem?
That's nice, man. Tell these people what's coming up next for you. Like, what's up next? What's future plans? When can we catch you? How often do you post videos on YouTube? Because I just subscribed. So.
Oh, appreciate that. Yeah, man, you can find me on Instagram at Cappuccino Brown, CappuccinoBrown. Facebook, the same. It's Cappuccino Brown. And then on YouTube, you could type in Cappuccino Brown, or you could type in Wandering, WANDER''N, because I keep my Ebonics close. Yeah, I am posting on Tuesdays and maybe Friday and Sunday. So I'm posting pretty regularly. The videos are getting longer. My last video was 30 minutes, so I'm giving people things that they can binge watch and learn from in a fun ass way. And hopefully, a lot of people that look like me and the world watches. But yeah, I'm going to probably Colombia or Ecuador next. And yeah, man, I just, whoever joins, make sure you hashtag the Wander Tribe, because this project that I'm working on is not necessarily about me. Yeah, I'm doing it, but like, I want this to be a community, a place where, explorers, adventurers, wanderers go to feel at home and have somebody to talk to about, oh man, I want to travel, but I'm scared, or, how can I do it? Like, this community is for everybody who feels like they on some sort of adventure, some sort of journey. And, at the Wander Tribe, we want to make sure that, everybody's questions and, ideas get accounted for. So check it out, Wandering on YouTube. Tuesdays, Fridays, and maybe Sundays. But Sundays sometimes are weird because people still recovering from them drunk Friday and Saturday nights. So I guess.
And also, tell us about your merch and where can we get it from.
Oh, so you could go to cappuccinobrown.com, which is my website where you can see, you know, my acting reels, my stand-ups, my funny and music. And yeah, you just go to cappuccinobrown.com. It's a tab up there that says Shop Wandering. And you can find everything you want to find on there. I don't like to tell people where I'm going next fully all the time because of security reasons. You don't want nobody tracking you. It's weirdos out here. But everything you need to find about your boy is on cappuccinobrown.com. So check it out. Like I said, I got a bunch of stuff on there. All of my works from every which direction. And yeah, man, subscribe, like, share, and let's travel the globe together. I hope to see y'all out there. We live, love, and we wander. Oh, it's live, laugh, wander. There we go.
Hey, man.
And we love too, but you know.
Yeah. Hey, man, I just want you to appreciate you coming to this interview, man. What you're doing is so great, so inspirational, because you inspiring me. It's like, you know, tell my wife, hey, you need to, you know, do what you're doing.
You don't even realize you're the reason I went to Costa Rica. Like that kind of kept me going because I didn't know I was gonna go after Egypt, and you was telling me like Costa Rica was like very different from what you thought it would be, and then I looked it up and I was like, shit, I gotta go too. The flight was cheap. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. So thank you for that because you helped me further the journey. So I appreciate you for that. And having me on the show. I appreciate y'all fellas. This has been fun.
No, we appreciate you. You're an inspiration, black man.
Oh, yes, man, that means a lot.
No, it means a lot.
Real. It really do.
Yeah. You like I said, we give you flowers and we give you praise, brother.
We got to, brother, to make us want to do more. So to hear, because let me tell you something, I'm gonna be real with you. Like hearing your story, it's impressive to me. And listen, I'm about to say something. I don't want people to get mad at me. This is impressive to me because you're doing something you want. Anybody could tell me they're a lawyer or a doctor. Yeah. Just to be honest, it's common. Like it's common stuff. But when I'm hearing like, yeah, brother, I've been here, I'm doing this. I acted in this. I'm like, damn. Like, nigga, you putting in work because that's the shit I like. That's the shit I like to see. You know what I mean? Doing things that are not the typical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
and I always tell people. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I would just say I like to tell people, like, you know, everybody's living their life how they live it, but me, I'm living for the experiences because I look at life like this. If I get to the very end and I'm on my deathbed, all I'm gonna have is thoughts if I ain't brain dead. So if I can't run my thoughts back and be like, damn, that was tight, that was fun, and have things to think about, then I don't know, man. Did I live life or was I just here? Living for them experiences, man.
No, this was a good interview, man. Hey, brother, I love you and I appreciate you was here with us.
Oh, and, man, much love. I appreciate that. I'm happy to be on here, man. Talking to y'all was good because
likewise.
They speak Spanish out here, so I don't always get to speak full English for a long time no more. I'm like, oh shit, I still got it, you know. But yeah, this is hella fun, man. I appreciate y'all, and hey, good luck to y'all boys. Make sure that y'all check out the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Listen up, subscribe, like, share.
And listen, subscribe to the Wanderers too. Niggas, just because you subscribe to me, subscribe to my homeboy. Cappuccino Brown, the Wanderers.
Yeah, hit me up, man. Let me know where y'all want to see me go. And, you know, because a lot of times when I'm in places and I'll post it, they'll send their friends to come help me do stuff or tell me to go to this place. So if y'all got any suggestions, a place y'all want me to go, recommendations, references, I'm all ears, man. I'm for the people, so.
No, fact. Hey, shit, you never know. Maybe one day in the future we'll catch you in the city somewhere. Catch you in
Let's
the
go, because I tell people, like, especially like coming from America, man, listen, white people can't tell me shit. We run this motherfucker.
Preach!
Yes, sir.
Preach!
Yes, sir.
And that's not to say that all white people are bad, no, but the ones that no, fuck that. We run this place. I've been around and I've seen how people react to a black man on earth, and it's not what they make it seem like. No, they love us. Don't get me wrong, there's some shit out here.
Yeah.
But I'd say 90% of the time, they're like, oh my God, what can I do for you? And so
you said global citizens, not US.
Yeah.
You said I'm a global citizen.
I'm a man of earth, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like this earth is my home. There's no one set location. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to live in certain locations, but earth is my home. I could talk to anybody.
Facts. Let's get it, man. And send us out, Jordan.
There you go, man. And that being said, Chaos Culture Radio, we are
out. Peace.
We out.